In the next 60 seconds, Americans will add over $2 million to their total consumer debt. Mortgages, credit cards, auto loans, you name it. This video will show you why that number is exploding, and more importantly, how you can avoid being part of that statistic.
Bring debt crisis in our country. Americans owe a
More
record
distressing is
amount of
happening in
Now,
household
are we
balance.
up to our eyeballs in credit debt?
Yes, they're going to have higher
One in three
debts.
Americans will carry credit card debt.
Down that
Incredible push into credit card debt.
Explosion in debt overall.
Ton of credit card debt.
$60,000
So a
worth
lot
of
of
debt.
Americans are in distress.
It's certainly reason for concern.
Holy.
Total U.S. consumer debt has reached nearly $18 trillion, which averages over $100,000 per household. Mortgages make up the largest portion. Credit card debt has hit record highs, with interest rates often exceeding 20%. Auto and student loans are also increasing, and delinquency rates have been climbing recently. When high interest rates eat up a big part of your payment, it leaves the principal barely touched. On average, Americans put nearly 12% of their disposable income toward debt payments, money that could otherwise go to saving or investing. Debt isn't just numbers, it's missed opportunities and constant stress. Studies show debt stress can lead to anxiety, depression, and even health issues. Believe it or not, many defaults happen for reasons beyond medical bills or job loss. Over 36% of Americans finance travel on credit. According to a recent survey, 45% of parents say they go into debt specifically to take their children to Disneyland. High-end items bought on credit to keep up appearances. Platforms like Instagram fuel a fear of missing out, prompting people to spend on luxury experiences they can't truly afford. Recognizing these triggers is the first step to avoiding them. Now, let's see how to take back control. Debt Snowball and Debt Avalanche are two of the most effective methods to regain control of your finances. Each offers a unique way to tackle debt and achieve financial freedom. The Debt Snowball method is all about building momentum and motivation. You start by arranging all your debts in ascending order of their balances, ignoring the interest rates. Make sure you're covering the minimum payments on every debt to avoid late fees or penalties. Put any extra cash you have toward the smallest debt on your list. Once the smallest debt is cleared, take its minimum payment and add it to your extra payment for the next smallest debt. You keep repeating this process until every debt on your list is completely paid off. The Debt Avalanche method, on the other hand, focuses on saving money by reducing the cost of interest. Here, we rank debts by interest rate, starting with the highest. As with Snowball, keep making minimum payments on all debts. Focus your extra cash on the debt with the highest interest. After clearing one debt, add its payment to your extra cash for the next. Repeat until all debts are gone, minimizing interest costs as you go. Let's run a simulation to compare both methods and see their real impact on debt repayment. If math isn't your thing, feel free to skip this part, but I encourage you to follow along. Let's say you have multiple loans that you need to pay off. Each of these loans comes with a balance that you owe, the interest rate charged on it, and the minimum monthly payment. Now, to clear these debts, we have a total monthly budget of $1,000 for debt payments. Of this, $800 covers the minimum payments on all loans, leaving us with an extra $200 to speed up the payoff process. Now, let's visualize this debt. Here are two graphs representing our two debt payment strategies. Left graph for Snowball and right for Avalanche. Each bar represents a loan balance, and over time, we'll track how these balances decrease based on our strategy. First, we mark the payoff order. Snowball starts with the smallest balance, while Avalanche targets the highest interest first, laying out the order for each method. Now, before we start implementing these strategies, let's take a closer look at how loan payments actually work, using our medical loan as an example. Every month, we make our minimum payment of $100, and the loan balance decreases by that amount, and in 20 months, the loan should be fully paid off, right? Well, not exactly. This is not how loan repayment works. First, we take the annual interest rate and convert it into a monthly rate in decimal form. Then, we apply this monthly interest rate to the remaining loan balance to determine how much of the payment goes toward interest that month. This interest portion doesn't reduce the balance. It simply covers what's owed in interest. Once we subtract this amount from our fixed $100 payment, the remainder is what actually goes toward paying down the loan, the principal portion. and that is what reduces the loan balance. And this happens every month. Each month, a portion of the payment goes to interest, and the rest reduces the loan balance. This is why loans take much longer to pay off than people expect. Interest slows down progress, especially on high-interest debts. For a deeper breakdown of loan payments, check out my previous video. Now that we understand how loan payments actually work, let's put these strategies into action and see how they impact debt repayment over time. We'll also highlight the payments where extra cash is applied. We'll start with the snowball method, directing our extra cash toward the smallest balance first. In this case, that's the medical loan. We'll allocate $300 each month to clear it while continuing to make the minimum payments on all other debts. On the 6th month, the remaining balance on the medical loan is now lower than our allocated payment. So, we apply the leftover amount to the next loan in our snowball order. By the 7th month, the medical loan is fully paid off. Now, we roll over the freed up $300, our extra cash plus the minimum payment for the medical loan, into the next debt, the credit card. With this extra payment, the credit card balance starts shrinking much faster than before. At month 17, once again, the remaining balance is lower than our scheduled payment. We direct the leftover amount toward the next loan in line. By the 18th month, the credit card debt is gone, and all the money we've freed up so far now moves to the next loan. At month 27, we apply the remaining payment, and by month 28, this loan is also fully cleared. Now, all the extra funds shift to our final loan, the biggest one. With our entire debt repayment budget focused on this last loan, it starts reducing at a rapid pace. And by month 36, we've cleared all debt. Now, let's apply the Avalanche method. Since the credit card has the highest interest rate, we focus all our extra cash here while continuing to make minimum payments on the other loans. At month 16, the remaining balance is lower than our scheduled payment, so we shift the leftover amount to the next loan in the Avalanche order. By month 17, the credit card debt is cleared, and we roll over the entire freed-up payment to the auto loan, the next highest interest loan. Meanwhile, notice how the medical loan is almost paid off with just its minimum payments. By month 21, it's completely cleared on its own. Now, we take that freed-up minimum payment and add it to our auto loan payments, accelerating its payoff even further. At month 26, the auto loan balance is lower than our payment, so we move the remainder to the next debt. By month 27, the auto loan is fully paid off, and we shift the entire budget to the final remaining student loan. Up until now, the student loan has been shrinking the slowest since we were only making minimum payments. But now, with our full debt budget allocated to it, the progress is super fast. And by month 35, we've cleared all our debts. Now, let's summarize the results. Using the debt snowball method, we paid a little over $3,100 in interest and cleared all debt in 36 months. With debt Avalanche, we saved around $2,900 in interest and finished in 35 months, just 1 month sooner. At first glance, debt Avalanche seems like the clear winner. It saves over $200 in interest and shaves off a month. But notice something interesting. With Snowball, the first loan is gone in 7 months, while Avalanche takes 17 months, a much slower start. Snowball eliminates debts faster, like dominoes falling one after another. And that's what makes Snowball unique. It offers something Avalanche doesn't: motivation, momentum, and quick wins. By clearing smaller debts first, it creates a psychological boost and a sense of relief, making the debt payoff journey feel less overwhelming and easier to stick with. Avalanche makes more sense mathematically, saving more money with an optimized approach. But debt isn't just a math problem. It's a behavior problem. And that's exactly why Snowball is often the more effective and practical choice, because people are more likely to stick with it and see their debt payoff through to the end. Studies from Northwestern University's Kellogg School of Management and the Harvard Business Review found that debt snowball users are not only more likely to stay committed, but also more successful in fully eliminating their debt. If you're disciplined and patient, Avalanche might be the better choice for maximizing savings. To figure out which strategy works best for you, try a Snowball versus Avalanche calculator. Enter your loan details, compare the outcomes, and decide which fits your situation best. No matter which method you choose, avoiding common mistakes is just as important as picking the right strategy. Don't mix Snowball and Avalanche. Switching slows progress. Always make minimum payments to avoid fees and credit damage. Don't take on new debt while paying off old ones. It defeats the purpose. Keep an emergency fund so unexpected expenses don't push you back into debt. Avoid debt consolidation unless it truly saves you money. It often removes the psychological wins that keep you motivated. Keep mortgage debt separate. It's a long-term commitment. And for savings tips, check out my video on how loans work. And finally, don't stop after paying off one debt. Keep rolling freed-up payments into the next one until you're completely debt-free. Even with the right plan and the strong discipline, you might still have questions. Here's what to keep in mind. If two debts have the same interest rate, you can tackle either one first with Avalanche. With Snowball, go for the smallest balance to maintain momentum. If you ever need to dip into your emergency fund, pause extra debt payments and rebuild your savings first. This prevents unexpected expenses from pulling you back into debt. Using savings to pay off debt is a smart move, but avoid touching retirement funds to prevent tax penalties and withdrawal fees. Staying motivated during debt payoff can be tough. Track progress visually, celebrate small wins, and keep your financial goals in sight to stay committed. Join communities where others are on the same journey. It helps you stay motivated and find answers when you need them. It might be over before you know it, or it might feel like it's dragging on forever. But staying committed and maintaining discipline, no matter what, is what gets you to the finish line. And remember, debt-free is the new rich. Thanks for watching.